Since the beginning of the Earth, a silent companion has orbited our planet, lighting up the night sky and guiding countless natural rhythms on Earth. The Moon, a celestial neighbor so close yet so mysterious, has been an ever-present influence on life as we know it. Its gravitational pull shapes our tides, its steady light inspired ancient myths, and its presence stabilizes Earth in ways we often overlook. But what if, in an instant, the Moon simply vanished? What would happen to our planet, to its ecosystems, and to us? Could Earth survive without its lunar guardian? In this video, we'll unravel the profound and far-reaching effects of a world without the Moon. Prepare for a fascinating journey into the science behind our lunar dependency and the incredible ways the Moon shapes life on Earth. The story of the Moon begins in Earth's stormy past, around 4.5 billion years ago, during the chaotic early days of the solar system. An object, same size as Mars, known as Theia, collided with the young Earth in a catastrophic impact. This collision was so immense that it sent a massive amount of debris into space, which eventually coalesced into the Moon. As the Moon formed, its own gravity, along with Earth's gravity, pulled the Moon's material toward its center, causing it to take on a round shape. As the Moon's mass grew, its gravity became strong enough to shape it into a spherical form that we observe today. Now, the Moon may seem passive as it hangs in the night sky, but its influence is anything but subtle. Its gravitational pull is one of the most influential forces shaping life on Earth, most notably through the tides. These tidal movements are more than just the rise and fall of water levels. They are important to the health of marine ecosystems. As the ocean waters shift, they stir up nutrients, providing food for countless marine species and supporting the delicate balance of life in the oceans. The Moon also plays a crucial role in supporting coastal habitats, ensuring that creatures like fish and mollusks thrive. For some species, the tides even help regulate their breeding cycles, with certain fish and marine animals, such as salmon, oyster, and crabs, timing their spawning to coincide with the Moon's gravitational pull, ensuring that their young are born at the optimal moment. But the Moon's influence doesn't end with the tides. One of its most significant roles is stabilizing Earth's axial tilt. The tilt of Earth's axis, about 23.5 degrees, is responsible for the changing seasons we experience. Without the Moon's gravitational influence, Earth's axis would not be as stable. It could wobble, shifting unpredictably over time, which would lead to extreme climate changes. Imagine a world where winters could swing from intensely cold to mild in just a few years, or summers could range from unbearably hot to barely warm. This kind of instability would disrupt ecosystems and make it much more difficult for life, including human civilizations, to adapt to the changing environment. Additionally, the Moon has also played a key role in shaping our understanding of time. Its steady orbit around Earth led to the creation of the month, a crucial unit in early human calendars. Ancient cultures closely tracked the Moon's phases, aligning agricultural activities with its cycles. Farmers planned planting and harvesting based on the Moon, ensuring crops were grown at the best times. The Moon's influence was essential for early societies' survival. The Moon's influence on Earth is far-reaching and essential for maintaining the delicate balance of life. Without the Moon, the planet would face a series of catastrophic consequences that would forever change the world as we know it. If the Moon were to suddenly disappear, the most immediate and dramatic change would be the loss of Earth's tides. The Moon's gravity drives the rise and fall of the oceans, a vital process for marine ecosystems. Without the Moon's influence, tides would become much weaker, and coastal ecosystems, which rely on the ebb and flow of water, would be thrown into turmoil. Species like crabs, sea turtles, and fish, which depend on tidal movements for food, shelter, and breeding, would face extinction, leading to a collapse of marine food webs. In addition to affecting the tides, Earth's axial tilt would no longer be as stable. The Moon acts like a giant stabilizer, keeping Earth's tilt at a steady 23.5 degrees. This tilt is responsible for the changing seasons, but without the Moon's gravitational pull, Earth's tilt could wobble unpredictably over time. This wobble would be influenced by the sun and other planets, leading to extreme and erratic climate changes. One year, Earth could tilt more toward the sun, resulting in scorching summers and freezing winters. The next, it could tilt away, creating long, bitterly cold winters and short, mild summers. These chaotic shifts would make it nearly impossible for ecosystems and agriculture to adapt, potentially causing mass extinctions. Nighttime would no longer be the same either. While stars would still twinkle in the sky, the moon's bright, calming glow, reflecting the sun's light, would be gone. Animals like owls, bats, and moths, which rely on moonlight for hunting, navigation, and reproduction, would find their survival jeopardized. The balance between predator and prey would be disrupted, as predators would struggle to hunt, while prey species that depend on the cover of darkness would be exposed. But that's not all. Earth's rotation would gradually start to speed up. The moon's gravitational pull currently acts like a brake, slowing down Earth's spin over millions of years. Without the moon, that slowing would stop, and the Earth's rotation would gradually increase. This means the length of a day would get shorter. A day that lasts 24 hours could shrink to 22 hours or even less over time. While this might seem like a small change, it could throw off biological rhythms in animals, plants, and humans. Our sleep patterns, for example, might become out of sync, and animals that rely on precise daily cycles for migration or feeding could struggle to adapt. Even the growth of plants, which follows the natural rhythm of day and night, could be disrupted. Without the moon, Earth would face an unstable and unpredictable future, with ecosystems in decline, extreme climate shifts, and immense challenges to human survival. While the immediate effects on Earth would be profound, the moon's disappearance would also send ripples through the solar system. The moon exerts a small but significant gravitational influence on nearby celestial bodies, particularly the Earth-Moon system. If it vanished, the redistribution of mass could slightly alter Earth's gravitational field, potentially affecting the orbits of artificial satellites and space debris. The sun, planets, and other celestial bodies, however, would remain largely unaffected. The moon's mass is minuscule compared to the sun's gravitational pull, so the solar system's overall balance would remain intact. While the idea of the moon disappearing seems far-fetched, could it ever happen? In reality, the moon is slowly drifting away from Earth at a rate of about 3.8 centimeters per year, a result of the transfer of angular momentum between the two. While this process is gradual, it won't lead to the moon vanishing entirely, at least not for billions of years. The only way the moon could suddenly vanish would be through a rare and extreme cosmic event, such as a collision with a massive asteroid or a close encounter with another large celestial body, like a planet or star, which could disturb its orbit. These external forces could potentially eject the moon from Earth's orbit. However, the chances of such events occurring are incredibly low. For now, the moon remains a constant companion, circling Earth as it has for billions of years. The moon is far more than just a shimmering presence in the night sky. It is a silent architect of life on Earth, deeply woven into the planet's natural rhythms. Its gravitational pull not only drives the tides that nourish marine ecosystems, but also stabilizes Earth's axial tilt, ensuring a stable climate and supporting life. From regulating the seasons to influencing animal behavior and plant growth, the moon's influence touches almost every aspect of life on our planet. Without the moon, Earth would be a chaotic, unrecognizable place. The tides would become erratic, threatening marine life and ecosystems that rely on them. Earth's tilt would wobble, creating unpredictable and extreme climate shifts, making survival difficult. The loss of moonlight would disrupt nocturnal creatures, throwing ecosystems out of balance. The moon's absence would remind us of our profound cosmic connection and how even the most subtle forces can shape the fate of an entire planet. Thanks for joining us on this journey to explore what would happen if the moon suddenly disappeared. If you enjoyed exploring interesting stories with us, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. What topics do you want us to dive into next? Let us know in the comments. Join us as we get animated about science here at Animated Science.